Hello everyone, welcome back to more chess. We're playing more 1510, just like yesterday, working again on just noticing undefended pieces. Did I hear some weird noise? Lichess, I still have noise off, right? Maybe I imagined it. Anyway, we're white DA against Toenail Boz. Toenail? I don't know. It looks like Toenail Boz to me. Uh, I think I'm usually okay with developing this knight. Undefended pieces so far, just the rooks. Oh, actually, these pawns are both undefended, right? In the king's pawn opening, that happens. So this is an important threat. The opponent has to respond. That's one response. A counterattack. I think I'm okay with this. Sure. But I don't. No, I'm not okay with that. I don't want them to take here, and then after retakes, they take away my castling rights. So I think that would be a bad idea. I could just take. Or I could grab this pawn and then back up? I don't know. I don't like that either. I could just put a bishop here, I guess. Is that good? Yeah. That seems kind of cool. It defends this pawn similarly. I do have to be careful of this eventual fork. Um, if if this pawn ever budges, I'm threatened here. But I just didn't want to have this with pawn and then having this exposed. So the bishop resolves that issue. Now I have this, but it doesn't work because they can. Well, yeah, it does. If they push the pawn, I can chop. No takebacks. It's rated. I don't think Lichess should even offer this option. Is there something wrong with that? Here, here. Seems fine. What else? How do I mute this? Whatever. I'll just ignore it. So here, I could make this check first. Seems bad. They would respond like so probably. Here, what if they ignore it and pick up the knight? That seems bad. Yeah. My pawn's undefended now, and so are all the rooks. I may have trouble hanging on to this pawn, but I think it did an okay job of resolving. Okay, so for example, now this would be a bad move because I would be checkmated. So we're thumbs down on that idea. Um, I can just castle and kind of neutralize this threat some. Is this threatening anything else? By the way, it's undefended. What about tactics against it? I don't see any immediately. Let's just get the king. I mean, I don't know. That does pin this pawn, but I'm not using it for anything at the moment, and it gets the pawn defended by the rook. And frees up my knight to move again. Right now my knight was pinned. Not to a piece, but like to checkmate. Your opponent left the game. Well, this might be a quick one. In the meantime, any undefended pieces? Yes, these two. And my opponent's rooks and this rook. No, opponent is back. Okay. We still have to be careful of this, but for the moment, the bishop is protecting it. I think this is the kind of move I would like to get in someday soon. But then the bishop's undefended, so I don't know. Maybe that would create more problems than it solves. Oh, wow. These are really, really juicy squares for me now. This pawn move is so committal. Holy cow. What is the idea here? It must be something strong, right? Actually, I don't even have the threat of this fork because the bishop can always escape with check, and I could just move the knight. We could support our pawn. Kind of traps the bishop, actually. Doesn't seem so great. Can we do something, say, to deflect the queen? That would be kind of a cool idea. She's very busy right now. What about this? Preparing bishop here... No. That would be walking into a problem with this forking and discovering an attack on my bishop, so I don't want a bishop here right now. I think it would be cool to attack the pawn. Or no, it would be fine, because I'd be attacking the queen. I think this is fine. Undefended pieces, by the way? Here, here. And the rooks. I mean, I don't know. I guess if this, I do have to send my knight home, which kind of sucks. Maybe I should have done something about that. Right? I don't have any other good options. Yeah. But I think I can be satisfied with that. And it attacks the pawn, by the way, so it's doing something. It's not home. He's moved 2 squares. He's the new king. He's inherited the throne. How exactly does the queen defend both of these now? I guess here? She doesn't have to defend this anymore. It's not under attack, I guess. But this could be a threat. This is undefended. This is undefended. This is undefended. And these 3 rooks. So, okay, bishop here is no longer as appealing because it doesn't have the support of the knight. All right, some big kingside attack trying to cash in on my underdevelopment that I got in exchange for my pawn. The pawn I won. Okay. I like... Nope, this pawn is pinned. Ooh. I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, that kind of needs some attention. This is a powerful thing going on. They're trying to add more fuel to this fire, I guess. And if here, I'm in danger of letting the rook in. Huh. So can I afford this? To try and stop that? I don't think so. If here, I don't want to take. And I equally don't want to allow a capture. Ugh. My pieces are all somewhat cramped. What about this bishop move with check? It doesn't really do anything, so no, I guess. Improve the queen. She defends this square and attacks here, which is kind of useful, pinning the pawn. Okay. This bishop attack is not really a thing because the pawn is in the way. This opening is going very slowly for me in terms of spending like actual time thinking because there's some serious attacks going on. Oh, by the way, the queen's undefended. She's been undefended ever since I moved the knight here. Good to notice. My queen. She's now actually defended. But, ugh, I don't know. I hate this guy. I wonder if it might be doing this just to distract him at some point, even if it sacks this pawn. Probably not. But maybe here is kind of a cool thing to do with my knight. What is this guy doing? Threatening my bishop. Okay, but so what? Should I not just go here anyway? What else is it threatening? It's threatening to go here someday, I guess. Which I don't like. More attackers against my king. If this, I guess it's lining up with some pawns. But I think I just want to develop my knight and get here. Who's undefended on my opponent's side? Just this bishop? And for me? Nothing. It's all tied together, I think. Okay, this is obviously like a serious threat, but I think I can do this now. Well, here, 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 and now my bishop is helping out. Yeah, I like that. And if they don't capture, then we have this, and also if they run away with the bishop, say to here to maintain the pin, then at least the knight is guarding that square, and also this one. But these pawns are extremely menacing. I'm still on the defensive. I would love to go on the attack because their king is super vulnerable, but they have a big development lead. Okay, so I was thinking this. Should I do this instead? Tax the undefended pawn? I don't think so. I want as many eyes on this square as I can get. Well, if I take here, then this space is defended by the queen, but it's not defended enough. It's attacked like 3 times. I can't use this to push away the bishop. I could go here to chase away the bishop, I guess? Can I do something other than immediately deal with this bishop? I don't think so. I think it would be a big mistake. Let's go for this. It attacks black's vulnerable pawn. I guess you could do this to defend. I don't want my queen so exposed. Let's do it with the bishop. I think if they do something like this, we just don't react. I don't know. Maybe we react like this, I guess. Close down the H file and rely on this F pawn being sufficiently defended. Yeah. Here. Ooh, it's not sufficiently defended, is it? Whoops. So here, let's... knight here defends, though. What about this? I might be okay with that. Just hang out back here until I have time to deal with this pawn. Yeah, let's go with that. My opponent keeps, like, briefly disconnecting. I don't know what's up with that. Does it show you it's disconnected if you just tab away, or do you actually have to like close the tab for that to for that message to appear? I don't know. This knight's had a busy day. Undefended pieces. I should look at those. The queen. The bishop. I think none of my stuff. Oh, I'm so glad they did this because I think I'm sufficiently defended this way, and I wasn't sure in the other direction. If they had taken here, I don't know if I would have been okay. Now I have discoveries like this, attacking the queen and the bishop. You could do something like this to defend, but then you're not staring down my king anymore. Well, okay, I don't have this discovery yet because it's pinned, but like I can go here first, right? The space is very heavily defended. Undefended pieces. Do I have any? I think no, right? Yeah, everything's defended at least once. Again, that's not really like a guarantee that there's no tactics. You know, if you have a weak piece defended by a strong piece, or rather, if a piece is, hmm, I think I like this capture because it lets me guarantee that this pawn gets to trade for something relatively like this pawn is healthy, this one is not so great. It is in the center, but it's sort of hard to keep an eye on, and this isolates their pawn as well. I think this is an improvement. I could go here, opening up this. But I don't want to allow this, I don't think. Let's just take that. These are still undefended. Anyway, if like a pawn is attacking your knight, or like a pawn is attacking your queen and it's defended by a knight, it's like that's not really defended. Anyway, I think we now go here to free up my knight to do cool things. We've been very much like curled up into a ball for a while now. It'll be exciting to be able to move again and take advantage of these scattered pawns, vulnerable pieces. Okay, opponent's not really doing anything to stop me. So here, attacks the bishop and the queen. So you kind of have to move the queen to defend the bishop. These are the two squares that could do that. Do I have any further tactics against them? I don't know. This like has to be good though, right? I don't know. They shouldn't do this, but it's a pre-move I could make. Um, my queen's undefended now, by the way. She has been actually for a while. I forgot about that. I was counting undefended pieces, and I was like, no, I'm good. No, for a long time she's been undefended. Sort of an important piece to keep an eye on. They tell you that in chess school, I think. Okay, so I can have the bishop if I want it. But they're threatening like this, I guess? I don't know. I think that'll be fine. Right? Like what is the other threat? I don't see it. Can't just go here or here. The only piece that you're at all coordinating with is this pawn, and I think this just doesn't work. Yeah, I have tons of support here. Give me the bishop. If the queen, say, like, comes back to defend, my knight has to go back here, and it feels a little bit bad to, like, move and move back. But he didn't just move, he, like, captured, right? So I think it's fine. I've made so few pawn moves this game. Like, two? Alright. There's this knight here. Um... What exactly do I want to do about him? I could just pile up on him, I guess. Or I could attack the queen with tempo, or improve this pawn and this bishop, and my rooks, getting tempo against the queen. It does leave my knight with even fewer spaces to move to. Here, I don't know, the knight can't really be attacked at the moment, so he should be okay. Knight's undefended though, so is the queen. But so's theirs. I guess maybe knight is threatening this, but, well, actually I would probably take here, I think. Yeah, I don't want to isolate that pawn. I do want to improve this knight. Okay, so I think we just pick up the queen at this point. Go ahead and enjoy that knight if you want him. No. And you can't even actually take this because that's the only defender of this knight. So, I mean, you can take it, but it doesn't gain anything. Undefended pieces here, 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 here. No, not there. Okay. And my opponent, both rooks are undefended. Oh, you can take that bishop. That actually does sort of accomplish something. Because now, well, no, it doesn't. I can go here. It's fine. Get both of my pieces out from being attacked. And it rescues this knight, puts him on a great square. And okay, you know, I have to retreat with the bishop, but that's fine. We'll just go all the way back here, I think. This main diagonal is nice. But I don't want to be in my queen's way of defending the knight, I think. Hang on. Should I just take this? Yeah. The rook is supporting. And so is the knight. I could go here, actually. Oh, this is great. Because then they kind of have to take it. And I simplify a bit. This comes with check. And the next move threatens the rook, which is cool. And the pawn. I could go here, though. Attack the pawn with check, and oh my god, this has got to be checkmate, right? I haven't analyzed it, but how could it not be? King here is pretty much the only move. I mean, there's this, but it doesn't actually work. Hang on. This would also come with check. So here would be losing. And this is the only other legal move. Then what? Queen here, I guess. King there is the only move. And then queen here. Okay, so this is definitely checkmate. We don't need to look for anything better with a bishop move. And then we pre-move this as well. He can't go here because my rook is guarding it. Checkmate. Okay. A very successful game. I don't know if it's the slower time control, focusing on undefended pieces, just focusing more in general, or getting lucky, but our last two games have been much more successful, which happens to coincide with, you know, my attempt to focus a little bit better. Ooh, one blunder there. 3 blunders this game. I guess this one and this one, but I was still way ahead after those two. So this is the one I care about. All right, tell me what happened here. So it hates bishop d3. I thought this is fine, and I think that's true. So there must be something else that punishes this better. What might that be? Yeah, and then it says my opponent's next move was a blunder, which suggests that that they failed to punish me for my mistake. I can take this pawn. I get it. Oh, I guess, okay, so that's a thought, maybe. Take this pawn, and then if they take here, the pawn is maybe sort of hard for them to hang on to. And that's a way to win a pawn? Yeah. So it says they should take this. Really? That's second best? It seems horrible. I don't know. Anyway, just developing a piece seems fine. Ah, we get the attack here. That's why putting a knight here is so good. We get support for this that can't really be easily dealt with. They have to make this awkward sideways developing move. Huh. Okay. And then the other move it hated was this. I had this idea. But it says this dropped like an entire piece. With this? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, no. It says my opponent's move dropped... No, wait, hang on. My opponent dropped a piece and then I gave it back. Interesting. Rook here? Doesn't seem good, because this square is so important to me, but it does put extra pressure on this, which can come with tempo against the king. Just develop the knight? Chase away the bishop? The problem is, I don't think chasing away the bishop does enough right now. I have this sort of under control. So I don't need to chase away the bishop. And giving up a pawn to do so seems unproductive. There's this check. I get it. But, well, I mean, here, for example, the bishop just has to back up, and all I've accomplished is trading in this pawn for another pawn, which is fine, but not great. I mean, it isolates this pawn. Like, it's good, but it's not like as good as winning a piece, which apparently is what I'm supposed to be doing here. Maybe just this? Or actually, I guess this is as good. Probably much better, in fact. But, well, I don't know. Is it better? Because this way, if I take here, I can actually threaten to attack the queen. Whereas this rook is kind of needed here. I don't know. So I think candidates are like knight here, rook or queen somewhere on this file. Maybe some kind of prophylactic? Pawn here doesn't seem very good. Okay, let's do a quick survey of undefended pieces. Maybe that will give us some guidance. This bishop, yes, indeed. But what are you supposed to do about that? I don't see anything. Oh, I mean, I'm gonna try queen here. It's dropping a pawn, but not nearly as bad as what I did. Okay, so what was I supposed to do? Just develop the knight. Why does this cause the bishop to run away? Suppose that the bishop chooses not to run away. Oh, I have this, right? Yeah, that was what I came up with eventually. Later. And they're saying just run away now before it gets more difficult. And you have to do something like this. But what might they try instead of running the bishop away, just so I can confirm like something really bad happens to them? They might try this. It attacks my knight. He's an important defender. It pins him to the queen. Sure. Now we go here, and queen has to back up. I see. The point is not that it's not that I somehow actually win a piece if they don't run away. It's that I get to trade down if they ignore my threat. Right, I had them try this, right? Now, fine, they have to give up this killer bishop, killer B, right? Okay, it says take here first, whatever. But the point is that bishop was a huge problem for me, worth much more than 3 points. And by developing the knight, I threatened to make them trade it away. And if they don't trade it away, they have to retreat it, which is almost as good. Okay. So this was a tactic that I noticed later, that I could have, knight here eventually. But I didn't see it in time. My idea was this, to get the bishop here, which seemed cool. But apparently is like pretty bad. So it says they should have responded this way. Which actually, is that what they did in the game? They played G4 here. No, they did not take advantage. But it's not as big a mistake as the one I made. So anyway, I saw this tactic later, but I hadn't seen it yet. I was sort of focused on the right kinds of ideas. They're both like develop a piece with a threat against some important enemy piece. But this was, the idea was to do this in 2 moves, whereas here the idea is to do this in 2 moves, and they're both useful things to do 2 moves from now. But apparently this one is better. I think this didn't end up working out so well for me. Anyway, next. Now that's interesting. I thought this was like an only move. Oh, I could just pick this up, can't I? It's defended once. So, like, takes, I gave up a knight for a pawn, right? But then, here, I pin the queen to the king, and all of my problems are solved. Yeah. Okay. So how should I have noticed this tactic? I mean, things being lined up with the king is sort of the idea there. What happened when this g4 move was played is I looked for places the knight could move where it wasn't being attacked, and I only found one, and that's true. But that's not the same thing as looking for spaces the knight can move to. Here is actually a great space to be, and I just didn't think of that. Now it hates knight c3. Oh no! I think we need to maybe trade this off first, but then this isn't really coming with a threat anymore. Huh. I'm not sure what is being threatened here. Or is it that I have some... I don't know. Like, I guess I just trade these off. This bishop is not doing much right now, and this one someday might? Yeah. Okay. There's another good move. It likes bishop b2. What? Oh. It says, yeah, since you went to all the trouble of opening this up, maybe you should do it, right? Attacking this pawn, sure. But I had somehow come away with the idea that this didn't work anymore. I don't know why. Yeah, this is just obviously great. I went to the trouble of setting it up. They didn't defend it. Now I have this. The pawn is attacked twice, defended once. And if they don't do anything about it, I can like take here, forcing a queen trade and winning a pawn. So they do something about it. They go here, and then I get rid of a bishop. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Adding an extra attacker to this pawn with tempo. Well, actually, why don't they take here? Obviously this. Oh, the pawn is pinned. Right. Right. Okay. More pin tactics. Okay, so that's the computer's analysis. Let's now look at mine. Did I have any big undefended piece issues? I mean, I guess you could say this was one. Oh, wow. This is a huge mistake. So why can't I do this? Oh, I see. Huh. So I was correct in realizing that the bishop is defending against this fork, but they can renew the threat. My bishop has to run, and there's not many good spaces. Here's one. Why not here, though, actually? Oh, the queen, yeah. So you have to go here, and then they can fork while the pawn is defended by another pawn. Okay. So this is much worse than I realized it was during, like, learn from your mistakes. Because I didn't see how bad this eval was. Yeah, so this moves right into a fork, and I saw they could do it once, but I didn't see they could do it twice. Okay, this is not really an undefended piece problem, but it's definitely a big mistake. Just be careful about putting pieces like this when there are pawns nearby. They missed it, and now I pick up the pawn. It says castle is second best. Better would be to defend the pawn. Which is undefended, by the way, so, you know, that would be a way to advance the theme we're working on. Although I would have thought this is a better way to defend it. And then develop the knight? That's interesting. Why not here? I mean, it says this, but don't they have that also after here? No, because I have this. I mean, they do, but it's just not as good. Huh. I'm not sure why this is so great. Okay, anyway, back to real life. It hates that move. Right, and this is where I should have done this, but didn't. Instead, I went after the e-pawn. Which, by the way, this would have defended that pawn. So, again, I don't know. I just said that last time I missed this move, but still probably bears repeating. Yeah, and now this idea that I prepared is actually there, but I don't go for it. Again, don't go for it. Oh man, that's so embarrassing. It wants me to play knight here? Oh, I see. Threatening this fork. That's an undefended pawn that I didn't notice. Okay. Although it actually says bishop here is a bit better. They're pretty close. But I didn't do either. I did this thinking to like get rid of the stuff plaguing my king. Yeah, and it says good, play that knight there. And it actually thinks just run away. Don't walk into a pin. Run away first, and then take it, I guess, on the next move? So what's the problem with taking? Oh, how cute! This pawn is defended. It doesn't look defended. But watch. If here, bishop takes, we get this discovery attacking the queen. Nope, it says that's bad. The queen can come over here and defend. It would be better to go here, apparently. I don't understand what we accomplished by throwing away the pawn. And then, I guess we just opened up a file for the rook, basically? Huh. Deflected the attack against the king? I don't know. It's a mystery. Doesn't like that move. Because it invites the knight forward, I guess? But I thought if they take with the knight, I'm happy to trade with my bishop, right? Like, I think I'm okay with this. Computer says it's bad, but you don't know what you're talking about, computer. And then, by the way, we followed all the best moves, and it's still like plus. I lost like 0.3 or something, according to your oracular analysis. All right, I went from 5.8 to 5.5, and I greatly simplified the position. I'm happy with that. And yeah, it says get the king out of the way. And go for this. They missed it, so we grabbed a bishop. And it actually does not like this move so much. It's sort of like a one-move threat that they can just ignore, I guess, or just like react to, and in the end it doesn't improve things as much as this. This attacks the queen and the knight. And then we can pick this up with check, and surely many bad things are happening to the enemy now. I probably would have tried something like this, even if it's not best. Turns out the knights do a pretty good job here. Huh, okay. So, I don't know. I got sort of distracted in this endgame analysis and have not really paid much attention to whether I was good at dealing with undefended pieces. But I did, like, I don't know, I attacked their undefended pieces pretty well, I think. Aside from, I missed an undefended pawn here at some point, right? I couldn't get to it immediately, but I might have spotted the tactic against it. Around here threatens this, but also this, which threatens that. And I guess there was that one super early in the opening, kind of, right? Okay, so I don't understand. If you press up and down, it like lets you move between different alternate lines, I guess? I don't know. But when there's no alternate lines, up and down takes the beginning or end of the game. So I don't quite understand how to keyboard navigate all this stuff yet. Yeah, I missed that idea. I don't know. There was some point when here, I could have taken this, and it's not an undependent piece, but it is, like, threatening that. Oh, no, here, right. The idea was here first. Huh. Anyway, but I missed an important undefended pawn. But I think most of the ways that I won material in this game were about, like, seeing an undefended piece and going for it. Maiden 7, huh? I didn't go for that. I just took the knight. But yeah, that's a fair point. Queen here, you still can have the knight whenever you want him, but you also get a bigger attack. And you can bring in the rook to do so instead of the bishop. Because, like, attacking this rook is not really a real thing. Ah, not there. Here. It says this, huh? Oh, that's cute. This bishop move not only checks the king, pushing him into the corner, but it also means that when you come here, the one escape square the king might ordinarily have, not the queen because it's supported, is guarded by the bishop. How nice. Okay, anyway, that's enough for today. Another more disciplined game, I guess. Uh yeah, I'm happy with this. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.